All right, so let's get started. First things first, in the chat, I want you guys to let us know if you've either been to an event, if you haven't been to an event, if you've been to the virtual, that's totally fine. And if events and incentive trips are something that you guys want to do and that you want to earn. I feel bare without my light. All right, so Kim has not. She would like to. Des, you want to go first or let me go first?
Let me go first since I haven't done a trip.
Okay.
So that way you can talk about trips.
Okay.
All right. Look, I already got a cough. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Desiree. I know a lot of y'all met me last time. If you haven't met me, small thing about me. Been a Scentsy consultant for almost 4 years. Star director of Everyday Magic. Me and Courtney have known each other for a couple of years now. I used to work at the police department with her, not as a cop. And I started selling Scentsy when things got a little tight for my family. And I kept it up because Scentsy is a real blessing. And I did not understand that when I first started. And when I first started, I kind of did the whole, I'm just making money. I'm not trying to earn trips. I'm not trying to do any of that. And that incentive, I joined in November. That summer, everybody went to Disney World. And I was like, wow, I definitely missed out on that because I didn't really take it seriously. I really didn't think that was something that I could do. So then right then I was like, oh, you guys went to SFR, right? Wasn't that where it was? It was like Disney World.
SFR was Anaheim, California.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody went, and I was asked like, hey, this is an opportunity that you have, you can pay for it. And I was like, nah, bro, like I'm good. Like Scensy's not that big of a deal. And then I was so jealous. I got to see everybody going live, showing everything that they had, and I hated it for myself. So then the next time I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and step it up a little bit. And that's when I started building my team. Literally, like as they were over there in California, I got 3 people to join my team because I was like, I'm not missing out again. So then I've done every world tour since I joined. World tour is something that I think you have to go to. It's something where you get to learn. A lot of people don't know, like when we yell Scentsy, everyone will yell spirit. A lot of people haven't like really, a lot of people haven't experienced that. And that is something like really fun. We get to see the excitement with everybody. So I did that. And then I ended up earning SFR for Austin. So I went to Austin. I'm from Texas, so it was really nice to go to Texas. So that was crazy in its own. SFR is like world tour on steroids. It's crazy, so much excitement, something to do like every single minute of the day. It is so much fun. Then here we go. I had earned it again for me to go, and I was excited. Of course, COVID and everything happened, and now we get virtual SFR again. When I went to SFR in Austin, I sat in the chairs and you clap for everybody. Courtney had hit director, so Courtney was walking, so I got to cheer on all my friends. And sitting right there, I was like, never again am I going to sit here and not be recognized. Like there's no point in me doing this if I'm not going to try and at least be the best or be at the top. Sitting there in the chairs, that freaking sucked. Like, because I knew I was working really hard to try and get that, to get up there. And so from that, I said, next time I'm going to hit it. Next year is SFR, and I had already hit director, and I was so excited to walk, and then COVID happened. But I did get my recognition with the wall on my name. Everybody got to see it, so that was really cool. And now I'm a star director, and I got to make the little video this year, that everyone's going to see, and I'm really excited about it. But as far as everything else, I'm like cheapo queen. I can do my whole business cheap as hell. So like as far as trips and everything, I'm your girl. You want to know how to do something, save that money, honey, that's me. Okay, now you can go.
I just wanted to apologize. That was my son crying when I got home.
Oh, you're good.
I'm so sorry. He was having a mental moment, mental breakdown.
Totally
No,
fine.
you're fine.
All right. So Carly, you want to go before me?
Do you want me to go before
Yeah,
you?
I'll kind of wrap it up because I feel like I may end up talking a little bit longer and then we'll do kind of like a question thing.
Okay. So I joined in September of 2019. Yeah, so 2019, I went to a world tour was it Raleigh or Charlotte? I don't remember.
I think it was Raleigh.
Raleigh.
So world tour with Raleigh, and that was super fun. It's a lot different doing like events in person versus doing them virtual. So that was super neat. Courtney was on the stage that day. And then world tour last year, we all went to the beach because it was virtual and piled into a bunch of different hotel rooms to watch different like live streamings and whatnot. But it's really fun to like be around like-minded people and to have like make new friends that aren't local to where you are because everybody shows up to all these events. Because I think last year Chloe was there, we met Felicia. Chastity wasn't there.
Amber Willoughby was there.
Yeah, Amber was there. Felicia was easy to spot because of her colors. She always dresses in like super bright, colorful things, so you can spot her in a crowd really easy. Whitney was there. We did a lot of activities on the beach, but it was just fun to like get around with everybody, see where they were from, how they worked their business, and stuff like that. So I have people messaging me about their orders. I definitely recommend going to events if you can. And then the incentives, I've gotten both of the Grow with the Flow. So last year I was either like 2 or 3 for it, and then this year it was level 2 for Grow with the Flow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So those are always super fun. Haven't done any of the trips yet, but hopefully for the fall one we'll have that.
Something I forgot to mention about SFR. Just like she said, you get to meet all the other people, but what's really awesome is that we're under Chastity, y'all are under Chloe, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. One thing that they do is they get a huge group together in one of the rooms, and like all of the teams combine, so you get to see everybody, not just like the branch that you're on, but you get to see like the whole tree of everyone that you're, everyone that you see or you follow on Instagram or you see in Facebook, and you guys like actually get to meet. They do like their own awards, their own activities, their own recognition. So it's really cool to see everybody, and then you make friends. So that way, when you are doing all the SFR stuff, you are going around, you're making not only just like Scentsy sisters, Scentsy brothers, but like that's just another person. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. You never know who's going to go inactive. You never know who you end up making friends with better than somebody that you're under, your sponsor or somebody else. That person goes inactive, they might want to come back and join under you. You never know. But it's making these connections that you don't have the opportunity of doing just being where you're at. Being all together is just like something completely else. It definitely wants to make you level up.
Yeah, and going off of that, I mean, I think a lot of people are like, okay, I can only like look at what my sponsor does or look at what people on my team do to run my business, when in all reality, there's like tons of people that you can learn from that have no idea like who you are, but you can still learn from them and like grow your business based off something they do.
Right.
So I think it's awesome being able to like connect with people who aren't necessarily on your like direct team to see how they do things. So that's really awesome. It's funny because my soon-to-be sister-in-law sells Scentsy, but we're like, she's under Chloe somehow, but we're not on like the same team. So we talk Scentsy all the time, but it's pretty awesome to be able to connect with tons of different people and to see how they do things and to build friendships that you wouldn't have without Scentsy.
Definitely.
I completely agree. Events have definitely, they always tend to end up sparking the fire back. Oh, it's a fur baby. Sorry. Totally get distracted. Okay. So I see a few faces. The majority, I know y'all's faces. But those of you that don't know me, I am Courtney. I am the SD for the Live Love Wax Tribe. And like Des said, we've known each other for quite a bit now, and we kind of just wanted to come together to try and one, bounce ideas one off of each other, but also with our teams, so that way we can kind of build that environment to where we can all work together to strive and like push each other, encourage each other, and just obviously run our business the way that we need to be running it, and to keep each other in check. And I think these team calls will definitely help us do that, and build that stronger foundation that we need. So since we are talking about incentives, I had to make myself a little, basically like the timeline. I know Des has done it before. Carly, I think you did it too. Those of you that have never done the AIM program, this is where this is coming from. So I basically decided to kind of give a rundown one, so that way I could see what were my years of growth, what were my, just like my top producing years. So those of you that don't know, I joined in 2017. I actually joined in May, and then so I, at the end of the year for May, I had a group of 46 and a team of 21. So and then I'll show you guys. I don't know if it's gonna show as good as I want it to, but this is like a rundown of kind of how I have my timeline. So each chart, I have it by year. So for 2017, I have when I joined, if I hit any promotions for that year, how many months was I paid at title, so that way I can kind of gauge of, am I making the most out of my income for being paid at title and potentially earning those points towards that incentive trip. What events or incentives did I go on / what did I earn? And then I also put like big events. So like in 2020, I got engaged, so that could have like some kind of leeway of why, like some kind of like, what am I trying to, like a flow. So some months weren't as strong as other months because I had other things going on, versus this year in April was good for me, but it was also just chaotic because I ended up getting married in April. So just kind of keep in mind of however you want to do the timeline. I think Des and I talked or a while back. I think we will end up doing AIM with you guys. So that way we can one, do it together, and two, kind of revamp it per se. So that will be coming down the pipeline. So just stay tuned for that. So basically, the reason why I ended up doing this timeline to look back at over the years is, those of you that are essential and certified consultants have the utmost advantage of earning an incentive trip. And when I say this is, you don't understand how much of an advantage you guys actually have to earn these trips, and which when I go through my timeline, you're going to see this because this is when I first started. So I first joined in May. I promoted to certified consultant in May, and then lead consultant in July. And then 8 out of the 8 months I was paid at title. I didn't go on any incentive trips or events. For 2018, I still had the group of 46, the team of 21. I double promoted in April to star consultant and superstar consultant. And then in September, I promoted to director. And this is where I earned Cancun, Mexico. So by hitting director, I earned those points because you have a crazy amount of promotion points. So those of you guys that are thinking about promoting and growing your team, which will be in an incentive period here shortly, but just keep in mind those promotion points will literally help you out in the craziest ways.
Like catapult you.
It's
like,
insane. Yeah. And just by hitting director, I think I gained like 8,000 points just for that. And so that's what allowed me to earn it for 2. So I earned it for my now husband and I. So we, let's see, for 2018, the events, I went to World Tour, which was in North Carolina, and then SFR in Anaheim, California. And I actually earned level 1 for SFR, so I didn't earn the full thing, but I told myself that I wanted to invest in my business and go to this trip because, one, I knew that it would only bring good results. It would only bring me success in the end because, one, I'm taking the time to invest in my business, but at the same time, people are seeing me go on these trips and they're seeing me interact with other consultants and other like-minded people to the point where they're potentially like, oh, I want that. And just to I think when I ended up getting into California, I had 2 recruits just by being at SFR. So people start seeing you go on trips. They see you um, literally live your best life, and they're like, I want to be a part of that. So I had, like I said, 2 recruits, and I think one other one was joining after I got back. So that's where the bulk of my recruiting came from, is through these trips. So, and I'll be honest, my recruiting is not my stronghold, and I know everybody says, don't say that recruiting's not your stronghold, blah blah blah. It's not for me. It never has been, because I'm not the person. I'm gonna ask you once, but I'm not gonna beat down your throat to be like, hey, join my team. Like, that's just not who I am. So I like to revert back to Carly because it took her 2 years to join. And I never want, I would reach back out to her and be like, hey, like, is this still something that you're interested in? Because I want to make sure that when she's ready to take that leap, she's going to take that leap. And I want to make sure that I'm there to help her take that leap. And not potentially let a boss, like, she could go find somebody else. But that's why I wanted to continuously check in and make sure that, hey, when she's ready, then I'm there for her. But yeah, it literally, like, it felt like 5 years, but she finally joined and she's been a rock star ever since. And I don't know what took her so long, but it's okay.
It was literally anytime I wanted to order something, you would say something about joining, and I'm like, can
I
you
know.
not just order
I know.
stuff for me? Like, why do we keep having this conversation? You got me on day 3 of no sleep, and I was like, all right, whatever, send me the link, it's $20. Like, I'll buy my own stuff.
True story. So, so 2018, we had World Tour in North Carolina. We had SFR in Anaheim, California, which, by the way, when I tell you Cincy spoils their people, they spoil their people. They shut down the whole entire, I guess it was Disneyland. I don't know the difference between Disney World, Disneyland. Pretty sure it's Disneyland. I'm okay. Des is like, yes, it was Disneyland. So they shut down the park for us. They let us go. Like, it was literally just consultants. And I want to say 7,000 puts a bell into me for how many people ended up going. But that park was huge. So we maybe had to wait like 2 seconds to get in line and then ride the ride. So we had the park to ourselves for, I think it was like 2 hours. It was exhausting, but it was one of the best freaking times of my entire life, because not only was I around like-minded people, but I also was able to share what was going on. So we move, well, and I take that back. This is also where we actually got to sit down and totally drawing a freaking blank. Who did
They introduced that we were having the license with Disney.
Yes, this is when they partnered with Disney. And then who is the chick? She's a SSD. She did the online steps to success. What is her name? I totally just brain farted. Allison Dowkey.
Yeah,
Allison Dowkey. She is, holy cow. I want to be like her when I grow up, because she's fire. So we ended up getting to meet her, and we literally sat down and talked to her for like an hour. Her and her husband, they're super sweet people. So it's awesome to be able to network, but at the same time, literally sit down and be able to pick each other's brains, because this is great, picking each other's brains, but at the same time, when you're in that type of environment, everything is so elevated. it's just unexplainable. Like if you can go on a trip and you earn it, do not back out of it. Go. So we moved forward to 2019. I was in the DQ for 2 months. And then I didn't do any promotions in 2019, but I went to the Cancun, which is, I earned that incentive. I went to World Tour and I went to SFR in Austin, Texas, which I had level 1 of that. So that meant that I had to pay for my airfare and I had to, or either one or the other. It's either your hotel you have to pay for or your airfare. One of them was taken care of. I had to pay for the other one. But I figured to myself, one, this is a tax write-off. Two, I can't get back these experiences, so I will never miss another event unless like work is tying me down to my chair that I can't go and they're not going to allow me to go. So in 2019, one of my big life events, I moved from Sanford to Stedman. So that also played a role, but at the same time, like I still kept up with my business. My group grew to 114 people. But yet I was still sitting at 21 people. So this kind of shows you my like my recruiting game, like it's not strong. Like I really need to get my ass in gear. And you don't realize that until you start to do this timeline, because it's like, okay, my 2018 and my 2020, they were years of growth, but at the same time you look back and it's like, well, my recruiting is shit. So it's something that this is a self-reflection for you. And I highly recommend it. But like I said, whenever we go through the AIM program together, we will have like we'll be able to do this with you guys and have a layout of how to do it. So then we moved to 2020. Let's see, my group jumped astronomically to 646 people. My team was 74. I promoted to SD in May, and then I was paid at title for 11 out of the 12 months. I went to World Tour, which was the virtual. I earned Bermuda, the cruise, which they gave us the buyout. I earned it for one, so I think that might have been level 1 or 2. I didn't earn it for 2 people. So I was planning on to buy Jared in so that way he could go. And then I earned level 3 with Grow with the Flow. And then I did SFR as well as a leadership workshop, which was virtual. And then we fast forward to 2021, which we're still like, I have 4 out of the 5 months paid at title so far. 880 is the group. And then I went down to 72. So that just kind of shows you like my fluctuating self and my business. So World Tour, went to that, did the virtual, and then now we have the SFR and the leadership workshop, which is the 19th and then the 22nd through the 23rd. So I say all of this to say, take these seriously, because when I first joined, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to earn an incentive trip. Like, there's just no way. There's no way that me, Courtney, of all people, has a full-time job, is going through like shit at the beginning of my time with Cincy. I was like, there's no way. And then in 2019, I take that back. 2018 was Anaheim, California was really like okay, like I can do this. And then when I did my first incentive trip, when I got Cancun, that going on that trip was life-changing. And with the come to the room drops, to the parties that Cincy threw for us, to the bonfire that Cincy threw on the beach, like it's just insane of how awesome they, one, treat their consultants, and two, the environment that you experience when you go to these events is just, it seriously is life-changing. So that's basically my timeline of kind of, and then the events that I've been on. I will say, going to an all-inclusive resort to where I did not have to pay for anything, which was Cancun, that was, like I said, that's life-changing. Like I will never be able to like not experience that. And I ended up gaining French Kiss, which was the bring back bar. So the front lobby smelled like French kiss. And so when the Bring Back bar came back with this scent, I was like, oh my gosh, this brings me back to Mexico every single time, because it's just like the lobby. Like I'm walking into the lobby or the rooms. It's awesome. So I highly, highly, highly recommend, once they release this new incentive period, dive down, make a plan. If it is not, and I will tell you this right now, this past Grow with the Flow, I didn't earn it. I had all the PRV, I had level 3, but because of my recruiting is shit, like I didn't earn it. So and I didn't write it down. So every time so for Cancun and for Bermuda, I went through a notebook and I gave my projected and I gave what I needed and then my actual. So like what I broke it down. What do I need to get each month? Which PRV do I need to get? What are my recruits? Like, what do I need in order to earn this trip? And if I didn't write it down, I didn't earn it. Like, that's just the way it worked. I know that they do, they give you the, they give you the incentive, like the fill in the
The
blank
sense
kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. But unless you like literally sit down and you brain dump what you need, when you need it, how you need it, where you need it, where you're going to get it from, it's, for me, it never worked out to my advantage.
So one thing that my team did, what I did last year and I did it the year before, was as soon as they release what you need as far as points, I go live with my team and I'm like, break it down. I like dummy proof it so that way no one can be like, I don't understand. No, I sit there and I'm like, this means you need 3 people to get here, means you need this much PRV, this much, and this is the bonus that you get. You know, like I break it down, I walk it through with them, because when I first started, I was really intimidated, and my sponsor was like, I'm gonna be honest, she was just like, here's all the info, let me know if you need me. And like, that was it. So like a lot of the stuff that we do, we don't necessarily have to do. We just do it because, yeah, I hated the way I started up and I don't ever want anybody to feel like that. But you can give everybody all the info, but unless you're like sitting down and really talking with them, like break it completely down, will you like get excited, one, and then have all the information in front of you. This way you have a better understanding. So when you do start to recruit, you can tell your people like, hey, you're starting out from the very beginning. You have this big of a chance to earn the trip better than I do. Because right now with me and Courtney being SDs, like it's going to be really hard for us to get these incentives because we're going to miss out on all those, you know, bonuses that you get when you do promote. But I think she was on here. Cindy was one of my people that she had joined and then she left because she was just like, it's not for me. And then she came back. I hosted a party for her, and within a week she sold 500 PRV, and she was basically running it herself. And so I told her, like, are you sure you don't want to do this? Because that was like amazing. It's been a week and like I'm not even doing anything. She joined as right on her 81 day. She joined, like she went, put in all her stuff and joined. Her team has like she's completely grown. She's like one of the best leaders that I have on my team, and she's earned the growth flows. So this is going to be her second SFR. I know I'm like talking all for her. I wish she was on. I know that she was on earlier. She's got 2 little ones. But she was on here and she was going to talk to you guys about her experience in just like really like breaking it completely down and saying, this is what I need every single month. And she's that person that will like, she hits it. But when it comes to like the AIM program, I know we keep talking about that. This was something that made me realize that we're not like, in order to like be the best, to have the better understanding of what we do is the AIM program and on how to earn the incentives, but how to get like that paycheck, which is really what I was wanting. Courtney has her timeline. Was that your iPad that you had built it on? Mm-hmm. I did mine on my notes. I will show everybody how to do the tables and stuff on your notes. You do have this, everybody has this. And mine is not as extraordinary as Courtney's is as far as like her awards and everything. But I'm still like, I hit SD and it was slow for me. Like I hit SD the month when my whole life was falling apart. And from then, my team was 11, my group was 71. And as of today, not my group, my front line. My front line is 11. My group is 53 and my team is 151. So my whole journey, not everybody's journey is the same. My journey's been slow. My journey's been at my pace. And just like Courtney, I have really I know Krista's on here. I sponsored her. I hit level 1 of the incentive, but I just did a major life change, completely changed careers, like in the biggest way. I went from being a detention officer to being in accounting. So it's completely different. So I had a whole life moment. But Krista's on here. Krista kicked butt as soon as she came in, hit shooting star. I didn't even have to do anything. She just came in and was like on fire. So I got blessed that I had somebody who was just like as excited as me. But we're not always going to have those people. But I hit level 1. So that's it. I heard with the girl with the flow. And I forgot where I was going to go with this information. Oh, my group size, my team size, and not being able to, I see Haley laughing. And I still make, and one thing that it was either Chloe or Courtney said that I would tell my team all the time was, this is the season, because we're not technically in an incentive earning season. We're about to be in it, which starts August 1st. This doesn't mean stop working. That doesn't mean let's not recruit all the people. Let's not do all this. It doesn't mean that. Right now, it's you sprinkle your seeds, you water your seeds so that in August, you go reap what you sow and go get all those people. So this month is the month that you want to make people want to do what you do. This is the month you go live with little things like your SFR box, with the moment by moment wax collection that comes in, doing all your little things, showing how excited you are. Like, I'm going to take a picture with my shirt that just came in because yes, it says Chastity Robinson huge as hell because she's an SSD, but my name's right underneath hers and mine is just as big. So I'm like really excited about that. Doesn't seem like anything, but it's those little things that you never know is what's going to attract those people. So you want to make people want your job. And with it being SFR, this is when you get people excited because we get Jack and everything. That's when we started getting a lot of our growth, when everyone started to see a lot of the Disney stuff. This is when you kind of not slam it down everybody's throats, but when you have to be like, I'm excited, I get to do this, I get to see this. Take pictures with somebody else on your team, even if they're not even local to you. But the fact that you guys are on FaceTime together watching something, that's what we had to do last year. And we did the whole Zoom call and everything with everybody and tagged everybody. Make people want to do what you do, because if you make it look hard, you don't make it look fun, or you're just plastering the graphics everywhere, no one's going to want to do this. Everyone's going to think you're just like, I know you guys see those memes because I see them too, those MLMs where they're just like, oh my gosh, buy these leggings from me. I know you guys have seen them, but that's not what we do. We're like really building lives. And I can honestly say like my entire life has changed because of Scentsy. So if you've had those moments or you get those paychecks where you're just like, holy shit, like this is real, like that's what you need to share with people. Like when you have your parties and stuff, like, are you stopping the party and being like, oh my gosh, like y'all don't even know, like today is my paycheck, I just got paid, this is what I'm doing, this is how Scensy's blessing my family. Like, do you take those moments when you're doing your parties? This is all helping when it comes to your recruiting, and those, because your people are the easiest ones to recruit. So August 1st, after we see everything from SFR, this is when you go ask all those people like, hey, this is coming out for the fall, do you want to host with me? Have them host, then flip them. And this is the easiest part to earn those incentives because it's already in their face. You're already laying it out. You've already planted those seeds, so they already know what to expect. So that's what I'm telling myself, like, no BS. This is the time to go and get it. And we don't even know what we're earning. Like that's the crazy part is like I'm already like with my mindset like ready to go. We don't even know what we're earning, what kind of trip we're gonna get.
So I was gonna jump on board with that one as well because the whole watering the seeds, the Johanna, I don't know how you pronounce her name. She the video that I posted it's back at the end of June. Des was the one I told you that brought tears to my eyes. But this video, she literally like spoke everything that I needed to hear. So she said you can't stop watering the plant just because you don't see the surface growth. And that can be applied so greatly to this business because yes, you talk about Scentsy, or yes, you have people like regular customers, and sometimes they're not ready to join. Sometimes it's just got to be the right moment for them. It's got to be the right timing for them. So don't stop just because you have no surface growth, or because they don't seem interested. And then off to piggyback on the posting, something that I had to get over when I was first starting out was I don't want to post a lot about Scentsy because I don't want people to get annoyed with me, or they're gonna not follow me because they don't want to see all this on their newsfeed. So what? That is my biggest thing is now is like I could give two shits what people think. And that is why on my news feed, I make sure if I am going to post Cincy, I'm also going
There
to
you
post
go.
about my dogs. I'm also going to post about my friends. I'm also going to post about my family. I have 3 to 5 things that I'm consistent with posting on my news feed. And I try to do that daily. And if I'm not doing it daily, you best believe I will have a story on my Instagram or my Facebook showing what's going on in my life, how I'm using Scentsy. If you are not your own best customer, your people are not going to want to buy for you. And even so, just like she was saying, make people want your job. Make it what it is. It's not a difficult business. Like the people that say that this is a difficult business is one, because they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And two, they've done another direct sales that's been difficult for them. So they have a bad rap on all direct sales. And so it's something that, one, you either have to show them that, hey, this is an easy business. Well, I say easy business. This is a manageable business. This is a business that you can make it into something, as opposed to having to meet a criteria if you don't, you get kicked out. Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, this is a very attainable and manageable business if you just put the work in. But the work comes with, one, being consistent, two, staying on your people's news feeds, interacting with people's posts. I know recently I started doing the 90-day slay. So what I ended up doing is I saved this in my document. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Good Notes, but Good Notes is by far my best friend now. So I literally downloaded this page into my Good Notes so I can write on it, I can check it off, and then erase everything come the new week. So I don't know if you guys have even heard of the 90-day display, but if you have, download it, start using it, because it will gain some, one, interaction on your social media, and two, it keeps you accountable. 10 minutes of daily personal growth, whether that's a podcast or reading a devotional, or if you're not religious, doing something that is for you, whether it's sitting, drinking a cup of coffee for 10 minutes, something that allows you to take time for yourself. Check your workstation and news tab and log your daily numbers. This is something I don't log my daily numbers because like I said, I don't know if I was talking in this one or another team call. I'm trying my best not to hyper focus on my numbers because I know that gets me nowhere. Add 5 new friends on Facebook, and it has a slot for their name and then for you to check them off. Follow up, send thank yous to customers, post in current events and parties. Now is a huge time to post in events and parties because you've got 10% off. Share the opportunity with 5 people. This is constantly getting you to talk about Scentsy in front of people. And it doesn't have to be, hey, do you want to join my team? This is just so that when you go hang out, and this is what I try to do every time I go out, every time we're hanging out with our friends, Scentsy has to be brought up at least one time. And that's to say, oh, well, Scentsy paying for this, or, oh, well, my like little group of friends, they know the paychecks that we get with Scentsy. And so that comes to be a topic of every time we hang out. And that's where I want it to be, because I want them to know I'm making money off of this business. And at the same time, they can do the same exact thing as long as they join. So it's possible. Ask 5 customers to host any style party. These can be text parties, these can be basket parties, Facebook parties, catalog parties. I was telling my team last night, I put together these things, and I put a little not post-it, but a little piece of paper, and I stapled it to the catalog saying it's 10% off, surprise, text me. And then in here, I've got 4 product sheets because I don't need these come August. I don't want these in my house. So it has 4 of these, and I literally hand wrote saying, hand these to 3 different friends or 3 to 4 different friends. Text me when you do. So that way I know that they've sent things out to people. 10 of those got sent out today. And then I've got this stack going out on mail outs, and then the other ones are going to be dropped off in like anywhere and everywhere. So it's just little things of taking advantage of what you have instead of making it hard on yourself. Shout out 3 teamies by voice messages. And then on the sidebar, it says post 6 times on Facebook. Examples, obviously you want to be yourself. Motivational quotes, product posts, family, pets, kids, Scentsy lifestyle, engagement, interactive posts, food, fitness, favorites. So that's what I'm saying by finding 3 to 5 different categories of your life that you surround yourself in your life, and you only post about those things. Whether they're funny memes, whether it's something food related, just make sure it's consistent. They're consistent categories, so that way you're not like talking about the weather over here and then talking about freaking your pets, like, or you're some weather guru or like star guru or whatever. You throw them out of left field. Post to Facebook business page, Facebook VIP groups, and your team page. This is something that I've also tried to work on too with the VIP page, because I know that the VIP page are potential recruits, and that's also my best customers. And we always say you want to recruit your best customers because they're going to turn into your best consultants. Comment on 20 friends' posts, happy birthday messages and messages and thank you. Thank the people you have commented or liked. This builds that newsfeed interaction. So if you're commenting on people's posts, you're going to see their posts, and vice versa. If you have people commenting on your posts, you're going to pop up in their newsfeed. So that's why you want to build these interactive posts and making sure that you're beating the algorithm of Facebook. I know that kind of went out of left field, but these are all things that help you get potential recruits, get potential customers, and then in the long run, looking at the bigger picture, getting the incentive trips. Yeah.
Can I go off that for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'm all about some engagement posts.
Yes.
So I literally will post like the most random things to get engagement. Like I've posted about what kind of water do you drink, and we'll get like 50 to 100 comments off of it. And I go back and reply to every single one. Or I will post about like the most off the wall stuff. What do you put in your coffee? Or like I ask a question and most people would be like, why are you posting something so like simple and dumb on Facebook? And it's because people literally see it and they're like, oh, Carly's being like a smart ass today, let's reply to it. And so that like I just keep going off of it. Or I'm obsessed with my dog. So I will randomly be like, okay, enough with like politics, show me a picture of your dog or whatever, because I don't have kids yet. So people are like, oh, dogs. And I will have a whole thread of just people's random pets. So just like the things that you wouldn't think are something you would get engagement off of will literally get you the most. Like I get more comments and likes off of a random status about water than I do a selfie half the time. So just like be creative with your thing. Or what, I don't know, there's so many random ones I've done.
Carly, I love that though, because when you guys look at it, you are creating your tribe. Everybody in Scentsy says that. So those are people that she's attracting that are like her, so she can build those people. Like if you see on my Facebook is very much about my kids, but I am very sarcastic. I kind of post like very like sarcastic, bitchy kind of stuff on my Facebook. But if you meet my team, you see we're all alike. Like that's my tribe. Those are my people. You want to build those engagements because you never know who's out there that's going to be like, yes, this bitch right here, like she gets it. You don't know. Like even if you be just like straight dog mom, you can be like the best like in fit person ever, or you can like even cook. I think a lot of the Scentsy girls will post their dinners, and I'm just like, I can never cook like that. Like you don't never know what it is, but whoever you are, that's what you want to continue your whole Facebook and everything, because like I said the last time, I say it every single time, they were your friends before you became a Scentsy consultant. So continue to still be you and sprinkle Scentsy in. Like, yes, you can be the most like hardcore Scentsy person ever, but sprinkle it in. You have your business page, you have your Instagram, you have your stories and stuff to post all that. But still remember, you are still a person. Whoever you are, mom, dog mom, just a person in the world, you are still like a person that's on Facebook. And one thing that I also say to them is live your Scentsy life. No matter what it is, you're changing your wax, you're using your counter clean, your washer whiffs, whatever it is, live your Scentsy life, because Scentsy's more than just warmers and wax, y'all. Like you got a new scent circle in, great. You look cute as hell in the morning or whatever. Make sure you take a picture in your car, but then you also see you got a scent circle, a car bar or something. Like you're Scentsy. Everybody knows that. Can we look at your Facebook and know that you're Scentsy? Because if we can't look at your Facebook and know that you're Scentsy, girly, you need to change what you're doing, because that's not the mindset that you need to get your butt on that plane to earn this incentive trip. So we gotta, whatever it is, go look at the people that you guys, that inspire you. It doesn't have to be me or Courtney. Everybody knows that a lot of us love certain Scentsy people that appeal to us, that are not the Chloes, the Chastities, Kristen Ingalls, Stacey Behringer, who else? Debbie Pittman. I mean, there's so many other people that are out there that are huge Scentsy people. Go and stalk them. Go stalk them for like 10 minutes. Look at their page and you will see like some of them you will never even see Scentsy like on their Instagram grid. You will never see a picture of Scentsy in their stuff. Like, but when you look at their stories or like the little things at the top, that's where you will see it. And this is where you got to make your difference. Like, do you want people to appeal and want to, essentially like be like you? Don't be one of those crazy people that's like, get Scentsy right now. Because when you get those messages like, hey, you want to host a party? Nope. You're automatically like, nope, don't do that. So you already know what I'm talking about.
Ray Anderson is another good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, yeah.
Ray's Instagram makes me want to like jump in it and just hang out.
She's awesome.
But also like stay authentic. Like don't try to copy everything you see everybody else doing. Like take ideas and make it your own. Because I mean, like I know copying and pasting like everybody's wording and stuff like that. One, you're gonna get flagged as spam because Facebook doesn't like that. Two, people read that and they know it didn't come out of your mouth. Like they know that wasn't you. If you randomly start posting pictures of random dogs when people know you don't have a dog, they're gonna call you out on it and wonder why you're being fake. Like you're not. People gravitate towards you because of who you are. So you have to stay true to yourself while doing Scentsy.
Yeah, people can definitely read through. Like they can tell when your posts are really like, oh my god, when they meet you and they're like, that would never come out of her mouth. Yeah. So people can see it. People immediately, you already know somebody's BSing you. But I did a teen challenge today with the moment by moment wax collection where I said, look, we have each lived one of these moments. So take a real life picture and then post it with that wax or whatever it is and be like, hey, this was, I did my children when I was, when I had my baby. So I posted like their hospital pictures and I was like, I cannot wait to smell what this, you know what I mean? That makes it a little bit more personal, and you're like, you stop first off because, oh my God, Desiree's posting babies, like she's not having a baby, but like you want to stop and read what it is, and then you continue scrolling. I didn't post a million images of the graphic that was coming out. I did that on my business page, but I didn't do it on my personal page. I made people stop. So, and I did that team challenge, and you guys, I got a bunch of comments, and I did a little thing. So somebody is winning. Somebody's going to get something in the mail when I do my mail outs that are going out this week. I'm going to keep saying that because I got to do it this week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it for like, if it's still on there, not sold out, I'm gonna get it so that when I move, technically it's a new house to me.
There
We're
you
gonna get married this year. And then hopefully don't tell anybody, but like December, January, we gonna start trying for a baby. Hopefully.
There you go. Make those moments.
All the big things just
Say
this
what?
year. I'm so excited. I looked at him last night and I was like, babe, I want a tiny human. And he was like, you might want to get moved first. And I was like, no, just give me a baby. It's fine.
Just
So,
start.
right.
That's
I have 9 months to move.
true. He can do all the work too. Oh Lord. Anybody have
Okay,
anything else
so-
to say?
Yeah, questions, anything. Anybody earn the incentive that wants to talk about it? No. Okay.
Ashley, I think you should get on here and talk about how you're a rock star. You and your sister are dominating Cincy over here on my end.
I want to hear that.
Yes, share.
I had no intention. I was literally throwing a party for my sister because, you know, you love your little sister, you want to help her out. And then, well, here I am on a Zoom chat with everybody. So, but no, it seriously, I don't even know. Like a lot of people in my group, they like it. We'll do lives together. And I mean, it's we're siblings. It's hilarious. There's never a dull moment, and they enjoy watching that. So we try to do that as much as we can. You know, and we're 2 hours away from each other too, so that gives us some family quality time too. So I mean, hosting a party definitely worked out for me.
And good for y'all because I have 3 sisters and none of them have joined. Okay, so
Over here. When Amber was actually a consultant before I was and had quit because she was like wasn't doing anything. And then when I started selling it, she had messaged me on Facebook and wanted to order. So I did that. And then literally ended up having like she ordered, her stepmom ordered, her grandma ordered, like a ton of her family were getting me active every single month. And I was like, dude, why don't you just rejoin and then they can like do this for you? Like, I don't understand why you're not in this. And she was like, because I'm not any good at it. It didn't work out, yada, yada, yada. And then one day she randomly rejoined for free and texted me and was like, surprise, I rejoined Cincy. And then we got Ashley over here to join a few months later. And so now they're like taking over and it's fantastic. And their live videos are like hilarious to watch. I watched them play bingo one night and it was fantastic.
They always end up being like super long too. I never can say I'm going to get on there for like 15, 20 minutes and pop in and say, hey, because people get on there and then we end up just, I don't know, we end up talking. And let me tell you, they thoroughly enjoy my husband in the background trying to talk about this stuff too, because he gives some pretty hilarious descriptions. He has sold, like, I don't like that weathered leather stuff. I don't think it's the greatest smell in the world. It's tolerable, but he has literally sold so much of that for me himself. It's insane.
That's Matt's favorite scent too. So anytime one of his guys friends are around, he's like, you have to smell this. And I'm like, why do you pull out that every time somebody is here? But for some reason, guys love that scent. And he's like, that's what's going in the house. And no, it's not. You can go in the car. It's not going in the whole house.
He keeps the car bar, the scent circle. He's got the spray and in the travel tin. Okay, the stuff goes with him everywhere. So anything that's weathered leather, any of that, PRV, I definitely owe to him for it, but he is legit like, here, smell this, dude. You gotta try this. It's amazing. And the dudes think it's amazing. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the first time Matt got me to order anything, it was all weathered leather, and he put it in the gun cabinet. That was what it went in, was the gun safe. And literally, you could walk in the house, and that was all you smelled. And I was like, where is this thing at? Or how many are out? Like, where is it? And what have you done? But he gets a lot of sales on it. So I'm just like, you do your thing, dude. But that all, like how you're talking about how you try to get you get Cincy to come up in every conversation, like with your friends. Matt's the same way, because like right now, Cincy is all I do. So when his friends are like, oh, what do y'all do or whatever, he tells them, he's like, she sits at home and she sells the shit out of some wax.
Yeah.
Like, you do what? And so I have to explain it. I mean, obviously,
It's true. That
like,
way, when you guys get like your family or people around you talking about it, that's when people start seeing like, oh, this is real. Like, this is something that everyone can do.
Right.
And then too, like, Ashley was saying with the getting her husband involved, like that's something that is like huge. And people, men are gonna be freaking blunt as it is. Like, they're going to say whether or not it smells like shit or not. So it's one of those things of like getting people's reactions is, I think, what people are all about. They're like, they smell something. Like, I will never forget, he said one smelled like the freaking urinal. And I'm like, okay, this is real life.
Like shit on a live video one time on my Facebook, and I was like, you did not just say that to all these people watching it. Like, I'm going to hurt you.
No,
Gavin.
I did it with my sister, and she was a little tipsy off of mimosas in the morning, and she was doing the same thing. She was like, oh, this is the most grossest thing I've ever smelled. And I was like, really? Okay. Anybody have questions, incentive questions? Could be about how to earn it, or just like anything you guys got. Okay, did everybody register for SFR? Raise your hands. SFR, we still have time. You still have time. $11. It's $11. You still have time just to register.
And it's
yes,
virtual.
you're not going to get lost, and it's virtual. You get to watch it like on your time. So you're not going to miss out on the rollouts. So the fall rollout, the fall collection, the holiday collection, everybody goes absolutely crazy for it. Not only that, we get to see like a sprinkle of what's going to come into Scentsy for us. They go over new products, what we got going on. I know I definitely want to hear them talk about the purifier. Did you see on our PWS, they already are advertising it before it's even like come out? If you saw that, that's exciting. And then not only that, they're going to give us hints throughout the whole time where we will be going for incentive, as well as where SFR will be the next year. And hopefully now with all of this stuff, we can actually go to SFR. So it will be exciting on where it's going to be, because I know we were all excited. It was finally on the East Coast, and then we didn't go. So let's hope again we get a second try.
All right, if we don't have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording so that way this gets going. We're good? Final? All right, we're stopping.